going on, everybody?
Hey.
All right. Hey. All right. So official podcast start.
Is it though?
What's going on, everyone? Oh man, see, you just ruined my mojo. What's going on, everyone? Episode 62, One More Game podcast. Finally, bringing my boy, one of my really good friends, mentor. No, You're my mentor. You've been my mentor for a long time.
Rival, long time rival.
Long time. We decided to bring YungKhan on the show to talk gaming, maybe not talk about design, because I'm sure that's all he talks about. Just like every time I go on a podcast, I just get stuck talking about designing. We're going to talk about gaming tonight.
I started off with the obligatory, so how long have you been designing? And I could just see it. He's like, here we go again.
Here we go. No, well, we'll talk some designing, because obviously now you get two designers in a room together.
But there is more. It's like the total package.
There's more to YungKhan than just designs people.
That's right.
So,
yeah, sure. Yeah,
I do wear my official YungKhan t-shirt.
Design. Oh, nice.
Yeah, I bought this shirt when I was at GCX hanging out with you, and I love it. It's an amazing shirt. But anyways, how are you doing tonight, man?
I am doing a lot better today. I sick all last week, and I got a bunch of stuff sent out today for, some clients and patrons. So it's been a good day.
Awesome. Yeah, I saw last week you were sick, and I was just like, that's why I felt so bad about even asking you to come on the show. I was like, oh man, he's probably got a lot of catch-up work to do. So I'm like, I don't know how this would go, but maybe a well-deserved break, huh?
Oh, but yeah, I got everything planned out. If I had a plan in place, I can execute pretty.
This is true. Oh yeah.
Pregnant pause.
We got to have them every once in a while. But anyway, if you don't know, if you live under a rock and you've never seen this man before, YungKhan is a fellow designer. Me and him have been friends for a long time, years worth of me bugging him constantly. It's been years now. I think we're up to like 3 or 4 years now.
So is that like friendship bracelet material at that point for the anniversary?
We're almost a friendship bracelet material, I think.
Yeah.
I'm going to get one of the ones that says, the little block letters that says YungKhan on it.
There you go. You add a letter for every year.
This is true. But no, me and him met a long time ago, and we've had a big history about with designing and everything like that. I've seen him come up from. Well, you were already doing big stuff probably when we first met. I remember I think I first met you when you were doing design. You did some design stuff for Destiny Reset podcast where you drew the hosts' avatars.
Yeah, that was like my third or second or third job. So not really. That's like really. It's like my second or third like paid commission where people wanted the art, and I was like, oh yeah, I can make that happen. It took about 4 weeks to do 2 things. So.
Yeah, and we've collaborated on a couple things here and there, and then pretty soon, now we were just talking on and off air a little bit, but now you're designing full time, which is something I would love to do. I really wish I could put the work in to do that kind of stuff. I give you more than credit for being able to do that, because I think the joke has always been that back in the day. Used to bartend, and you would basically be going like starting your design work when I was getting up for my job at like 5 a.m, and we used to talk on Discord constantly. It was like our wake up call. It's like, oh, I wonder if Khan's on. I'll go talk to him for a while.
Yeah, still awake, still making stuff.
But no, how many emotes are you up to now? You just told me that too.
Over 3,200, so 3,250, 3,240, something like that. Yeah, that's over the course of 2+ years.
That's insanity.
How many? What's your total count right now?
32, 3240, 3250.
3240, 3250. That is a lot of design work.
That's just emotes.
If you had to average time for emotes, what would you say the average time for those emotes would be?
20 to 40 minutes.
240.
Well, 20 to 40.
Oh, I thought 240. I was like, you look pretty good for 80.
Well, see, that's another cool thing too, though. Is I can say that I've seen I've seen you like go from when you first started doing emotes, and I got to see how fast you became at it and saw your progression over time. And I've saw you like get into Illustrator. I've seen you get into After Effects and everything else. That's crazy. I got to see the progression of all that because I've been watching your streams for forever now, basically. So I got to see a lot of how you've grown and everything, and I'm really happy to say I was part of that.
Yeah, it's been crazy. I mean, we were just I feel like just yesterday we did the Destiny reset stuff together.
Mm-hmm.
That
I
was
wasn't.
like,
I wasn't gonna go into that. I wasn't gonna go into the Destiny reset thing. I'm still not going to.
no,
At,
we were
at
like
what
we did some stuff for Arrow for his birthday and stuff. Remember?
We did stuff for Arrow for his birthday, and then we had that other project that we kind of did together that kind of didn't go anywhere. But we're not.
Oh, that
talking
wasn't
about.
Destiny reset. That was something
No,
else.
that was something else.
Yeah.
But
I know we did the contest, the T-shirt contest for GC. That was like 3 years ago.
yeah. So it's been a long time.
at what
I
point did you
know.
decide to do it full time?
When I could afford it.
It was like I had literally shaved down my bartending hours to like 2 days a week, and then one day I would just go in bar and just wait till the guy get there. I'm like, "Want to close?" Like,
I'm gonna draw.
he was like, "Yeah." I would just leave. He would say, "Go." So somewhere in between that point of me being booked out, 6 weeks, 5 to 6 weeks, which is like, that was a lot back then. So between it being booked out like a month, a month and 6 weeks, somewhere around there.
Were
Like,
you
you know
still
what? I'll
nervous
take.
when you did it?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I was nervous, but why not? I mean, it's bartending. You can get back into bartending. I'm not leaving.
It's
My
true.
my
That's
my
kind of one of
law
those jobs a little bit
my
easier to get into and in demand, apparently, these days.
yeah. And then they let me keep the keys, so I still have access to the bar.
Sweet.
They were
Nice.
like, I was trying to pass the keys back. He was like, keep them. I don't know. We might need you. Who knows? You're the most trustworthy person we've ever had work here. So,
That's awesome.
It's funny too, though, because I always say that when I talk to people about design and stuff, it's Twitch is or Twitch and Mixer streaming in general is such a lucrative market right now. That's why I love doing it because I mean, if you're doing it, I'm a little more small time. I don't do it full time. Obviously, I just do it as my spare time as a hobby. But everybody wants emotes, and everybody needs emotes, and everybody needs stream art, and you do both. Like I said, I'm a huge fan of your actual design work too. I've seen stream setups that you've done for people, and that's always been pretty inspiring to the stuff that I do. That's what I think is so cool about it, is that there are designers out there that can do this full time because there's so many streamers and everybody needs art and everyone needs emotes.
yeah, that's why I just keep trying to expand my skill set. I might just try to stop with emotes. I was like, I could do emotes forever. And I was like, what if people don't need emotes anymore? What would I do then? So I just kept picking up new trades.
You got to know too, though, that like how good it feels like when somebody goes, somebody on Twitter will say, "Hey, I'm looking for somebody that's doing emotes," and then you see your name pop up 1,000 times, because people recommend you and stuff like that. It's a humbling experience, I'm sure.
It is. It's overwhelming at times because after like, not to sound like unappreciative, but after like it'll be one person that's a really big streamer. It's a huge, content creator. Got 30, 40,000 followers. Your name pops up, 7 to 20 times.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's like, well, do I respond to each one or like, do I just like each one? Because it's, I want to say thank you so much for dropping my name. And inevitably, you talk to the person that needs the work. I need it in 3 days. Like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Well, because the thing is too is that it's a good problem to have, but when you have to tell people, they're like, yeah, but I'm 4 months out right now, because like I said, that's a great problem to have, I guess, but at the same time, that could be a curse, though, I'm sure.
I've had to I had to close Rush because Rush is full. I had to move to doing emergency pricing, which is, it's an astronomical amount, and some people just need it as an emergency.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather not do it, but
Hey, if they're gonna pay, you can play.
That's true.
It's true, but it just means I'm just cutting out more time that I would be doing, watching TV with the lady or being somewhat.
I was just gonna say that because people, they tell me, they ask me about how I like manage my time, but I know, so you do this full time, and then on top of that, you have a family life or whatever, and you also do like the weightlifting stuff like that. Yeah, I know you have like 1,000 things going on at once, so your time management is just like is legendary.
Yeah, there's always a time to make stuff happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you actually get to play video games anytime in between all this?
Yeah.
I see you on Destiny once in a while.
I mean, I try to get on, when I can, but when it happens, I take full advantage for sure.
You even have time to come out and hang on a podcast too.
Is
When
it
you
Destiny
said you
primarily
wanna be
right
on,
now
I'm
in
like,
your off
yeah.
time?
Oh yeah, Destiny. I play a little State of Decay when I have time. I just keep restarting the same community over and over again because I keep forgetting where I left off at. So I just like keep wiping out the 5 or 6 survivors I have. I'm like, oh man, it is like I to get a medical tent. Geez, I had to get the generator.
Yeah. Sounds like
I just
State of
start over.
Decay.
I start over. Yeah, State of Decay too. Yeah, I get lost so easily. I'm like, I try to jump back in, like, but I don't want to kill. I'm going to catch these people, but I don't know where they're going.
So you haven't been tempted by the Battle Royale?
I never have.
Ooh.
Never have.
Yeah.
Jay
That's
has a different feeling about that now.
Well, I was really big into battle royales for a while. I mainly play Destiny now, but I mean, Dan and I play a lot of Apex together. We've been doing that, and that's been really fun. I don't know. I'm trying to branch out, but I'm the same way as you guys, though. Like, I try to game, but I only have like a 3 or 4 hour window every night to be able to do whatever I want. So I can either game or I can do art, and I got to try to balance both. Because obviously, as we just said or just found out, sometimes when I have to be on dad patrol for a little while and it makes me an hour late for a podcast, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that always takes priority, though. That one I can
It
understand.
It does.
We're dogs.
Or dogs, yeah.
We have dogs too.
Dogs are definitely up there.
We are. And you also, I know you're like super like, well, I know you were big into martial arts. And you also speak Mandarin, don't you?
Like a bit, yeah.
I was gonna say, yeah, I know. I've seen some pictures and video of you from back in the day with where you're doing martial arts and stuff like that. And I would assume that goes along with the whole weightlifting thing. And like I said, I don't understand how you have time for all this stuff, man. I'm gonna sit and bitch. I'm just gonna bitch about how like I don't have time to do anything, and then there's somebody like you who can balance 20 more things than I can.
You'll be surprised what you can find if you look for hard enough.
I suppose.
Like I don't really worry about complaining about it. I just make it happen.
Nah.
Like I don't think too much about it. Just get it done.
That's it. You skip the bitching and just go right to it.
Yeah, because I could be done already. I mean, I could move on to something else.
Yeah.
See, it's true.
It's like, oh man, how long did that emote take you? About 20 minutes.
In between sets, too, right? Have you ever done that?
Oh, I've done. I do invoicing in between set. Invoicing, answer DMs. I comment on like Instagram posts in between sets. So a lot of stuff I do like social media wise is in between sets. I like do some minor like photo edits on my laptop in between sets. Respond to like the DMs, make contact, drop lines to my clients in between sets.
Jesus Christ. You know what I'm doing in between sets? I'm catching my breath.
Oh, powerlifting. I got lots of time.
I'm catching my breath. I couldn't multitask like that. I'd pass out.
If I were doing like something a little bit more intense, like bodybuilding, HIIT, I would definitely be not looking at my keyboard. But you lift like 4 or 5 reps, like, all right, I can.
I'm good for a while.
You got like one beat his foot for like running down your face, and it's like, okay. But if I was like, jumping rope and doing like muscle ups and stuff, then I guess I would have to reevaluate my rest time.
Finger goes right through the base of the laptop.
Oh man.
So I think that's
on top. I was going to say on top of all that too. Then you also like I said, where you I see you playing around with After Effects and you're playing around with different cooldown sketches and stuff and new techniques and all that stuff. Now, do you do that stuff on stream or do you do that kind of like on your own when you're just kind of hanging out?
I do it on stream now because I got a new computer. Before my computer couldn't handle running After Effects, OBS,
Same.
and
Same.
So, yeah. But now I'm just this thing's like a monster. So I got like a 2019 version of the iMac,
Okay.
and I use the other one as my chat screen.
Well, awesome. Like
Macs
I said,
are awesome to
I
use for that kind of stuff.
Oh, it's like I now can before something that would take me like it'd be like a 30-second like 1920 by 1080 kind of starting screen. Maybe even 10 seconds. It would take like literally 15, 20 minutes to render. Now I'm like render, and I'm like I'm done. I'm like, oh,
Done.
I guess I can move on to the next thing here.
Yep. Once I upgraded all my my memory in my computer, now I can do the same where I can render it in probably about a minute, and it's so much nicer. I remember you same thing. It used to take me like a half hour to render, and then I'd have to like edit one thing and then render it again.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh my lord, this is taking forever.
When this came in, I just put like 64 like more gigs of RAM in the back like immediately. I was like, this is at the highest moment. I'm only using like 20% of the the card, so I'm like,
Ain't it pretty?
magic. It's theory.
It's true.
So just talking about your designs, what has been your favorite design so far that you've done for a streamer?
Oh.
That's like asking to pick one of your favorite kids.
It is, but there's still one. I don't care who you are. You still got a kid that you're like, that one's going to be way more successful than that one.
That was cold as ice.
I'm just saying, we can tell. I'm a dad. I've got multiple kids. I'll never say it out loud, but I know who's destined for greatness. And the other one, you're still destined for greatness, just not as great as your sibling.
I mean, that's how my sister is. She's got like 2 master's degrees and a doctorate. So,
It depends how you define success at that point.
This is true.
She got inducted to she got into NAACP. She's the most successful in our family.
There you go. All right, well, we'll hand it to her.
I don't know. That's I'm not sure if I had to be streamer. For streamers, I feel like,
or maybe design style.
I had probably the one I did for GuardianCon this past GCX. I did the graphics and the graphic design and motion design for the Rare Drop Award show, which was surreal. And halfway through, I had to do with this mashup branding where Dr. Lupo took over. So I had to like smash Dr. Lupo's logo into it streamed down 2 banners on the right side. So I think that was probably my favorite like design. We did that entirely like behind the scenes. No one saw it until the night of. And it's legendary in the sense that no one's going to see it, and only people that saw it were at the event. So that's probably my favorite. Yeah, it's like that's probably my favorite.
And see, and going back to talking about like family success. I mean, how fun is it to try to explain to family members and people like what you do? I love it. Like, well, here's the cartoonist over here drawing his little cartoon characters for video gamers.
I'm a streamer. No big deal.
I'm a streamer. Whatever.
Well,
people know me.
When I told my my dad I did some design for some emotes for Mighty Mouse from the USC, he was like, "You got to work with Mighty Mouse?" I was like, "Yeah, I do stuff like that." Like, oh,
so off the cuff, like, yeah,
that's kind of stuff I do now. He's like, "For real?" Like, yeah, I not all the time, but it's the kind of stuff I do now.
People pay you. People pay you for this stuff. Yeah.
It's like, wait a second. So people sit around and watch you do this stuff on a computer.
Which is what I said to my friend when he suggested that.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody wants to watch me do that. He's like, dude, you have no idea. I was like, you're right. I have no idea. It sounds like a bad idea. You're a bad friend. Mm-hmm. He's a good friend, unfortunately. I was wrong. I don't want some money now. I don't want maybe a check or something.
And now it's all
he's
coffee hot
now. Yeah, coffee hot, beard epic, sketchy.
I still want that t-shirt. I hope you find a t-shirt, one of those t-shirts laying around, because I still want one.
Look at they're for sale.
I'll buy one. I will. I didn't think they were still on the con market.
Oh yeah.
Does that use a different currency? It's like the con coin.
Don't tempt me.
Don't do it.
In other news, NASDAQ.
KHOINS.
Yeah.
There you go.
There it is.
I like it. So have you ever hit a point to where you're just like, I don't know what to do with this? Like you get one of those kind of generic ideas. Well, I just want you to run with it. Use your imagination and just let it go wild.
Oh yeah, I usually don't take those jobs.
There
Well,
is
that's good.
nothing worse.
Glad we found
He
you,
can-
Jay.
He can. I was gonna say because he can vouch for that. There's nothing worse. Somebody comes to you and says, "I want you to do my work, but I don't know anything about what I want, so I'm just gonna let you." Just
Oh, I mean, well, there's a caveat to that. I do take those jobs, but there's a stipulation attached. Um, if we go down this road, we don't know what you want to do. I can give you
I'm-
this package where we do, 6 to 8 designs
Mhm.
separately, but it's going to be 4 times the price if you knew what you want to do.
Mhm.
And like, oh, I'll come back then. I'm like, well, I'll be around, but if you want to, we can always do this.
Yeah.
It's going to be 4 times the market price. So
Yeah.
there's a cost for everything.
Yeah, creativity comes with a price.
It does.
I mean, it is. There's people that come, and I'm sure when they talk to you, they say exactly what they want, and even if it sounds ridiculous, they're like, "I want a lizard holding a popsicle, doing this," and you're like, "All right, cool, and I can do that."
Yeah,
And
if you give me like the most like just 4 different like Google images, and like, can you like mesh these together and make something happen? I'm like,
Yep.
yeah. You
Mhm.
sure?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll do it. I'll stream it. You can watch me do it. It'll be hilarious.
You have to explain what it means to you if you want to about the design.
All right,
Yeah.
but riddle me this though. There's got to be that one where even you'll like have to step back for a second and be like, "Oh my man, I don't know."
Yeah,
I
like
don't
writer's
know.
block. There's got to
No,
be
no, no.
like at some point you're just like,
I'm talking more about the client that comes to you with some idea, and you're just like, "Bro, no, I'm not doing that. We're not doing that."
Well, there is the inevitable thing where somebody gives you an idea. Well, they'll give you a design, and then they want to art direct it.
Yep.
So, when we come to like, I'll do a design, and they want to do these things that aesthetically will be displeasing, I will make it for them and give them the warning. Then when we make this, I'm not putting my name on it because I'm not designing it anymore. You are.
Yeah, that's very true. I say the same thing. If I give somebody a working file, I don't have any problem giving somebody a working file, but then I tell them not to attach my name to it whatsoever.
Yeah. Did you make that? Not technically.
Nope.
I mean, I clicked the mouse around, but he made it.
Yeah, he made it. I gave him the design, and he just ran with it. Yeah, I know that one too, man.
Yeah.
Been there,
I
done
mean,
that.
so some people want to, they want to be hands-on with their design. I respect it. But you don't really want a designer. You want somebody, an order taker. You want somebody to, order around on page, even though when aesthetically it will not be pleasing, and they'll be upset at the end. I'll even give them the heads up, like at the end of this would not be aesthetically pleasing. They're like, well, you mean it won't work? Probably not, because I've done this a long time.
Well,
so to give you a heads up.
3,200 of them to be exact.
To go back to what Dan was saying though about getting writer's block, I mean, the thing is, like, when you have so many people that are giving you ideas and offering you ideas, it's real. I mean, you don't have to be overly creative. Then you just gotta start drawing. If you ever watch Khan's, like, his process, like if you actually watch him stream and you watch how he comes up with like a sketch conception and then colors over it. You watch any artist on Twitch and you watch them go through their process. It's a really interesting process. And I mean, yeah, they're gonna erase things. They're gonna go back and start over. They're gonna do stuff, but you'll make it work in the end.
I have to watch those videos at like 0.5 because I'm still trying to figure out what the lasso tool does.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, well, if I click on that, I mean, that is like, I don't care who you are. I don't think that is necessarily something anybody off the block without any kind of artistic skill can pick up that fast.
That's what YouTube's for. And watching streamers and ask them questions while they're streaming.
Yeah, for sure. And I think a lot of artists who do stream are more than open for that kind of stuff. There is definitely, I feel like, some talent involved in that.
No, same amount of talent it takes to take apart a gun. I mean, it's not really a talent. You could just do it slowly or do it fast. I mean, you can do it incorrectly. You can do it correctly. I mean, all skills transfer depending on the amount of time you invest into it.
So what you're saying is you can transfer your skill to me.
Yeah, you put the time in.
I don't think there's enough hours in a day to do that.
You're making excuses. That's the problem.
This is true.
That's the problem.
This is true.
You're gonna get scolded, Andrew.
Yep. All right, here we go. So I know I've got an idea. It's a lizard, a popsicle, possibly a giraffe.
See, I always said the same thing. I could sit and watch Khan.
Yep.
And I could see, and I know, as far as designer, I know what he does and I know what I do. And if I put as much work as he puts into it, Yeah, I know. If I put as much work into it as he does, I would know. I know I could be doing that kind of stuff too. I can't. That's not an excuse. That's just like there's not enough hours in the day for me. I
Zero
wish there was.
excuses.
There's
haven't
small
thought of it.
pockets. There's always a small pocket. When I was like when I reverted from doing like less game time to more design work and more personal like investigation of what I wanted to like and improve on. Like my game time went from it was around 2 to 3 hours a night or 1 to 2 hours a night, 4 or 5 nights a week. So that's like 10 hours. I invested that into YouTube and taking Udemy courses and talking to other people who do After Effects and people who do motion design and chatting people on their Instagram in those 10-hour time periods. Instead of like doing gaming or watching Netflix or playing whatever word crossword puzzle game that's on my phone at the moment. I etched that time out to like dedicate to like, well, how do I make this look like that? I've got the tools in front of me. So what am I handy to do? So I always try to like find out from people that actually do it. And they have like, hey, you can take a moment, look at this. And they're like, oh yeah, just they give me a quick resource. You look at the resource, it's like 5 minutes long. Like, oh, that's not that bad. They get some else is half an hour long. I watch for half an hour while I'm, lifting weights. I'm just playing. I can't pay attention to it fully, but I can hear what he's saying. Like, he did say something about this is the tool right here. And you go back and find that tool and you start playing with that tool. So a lot of it play and execution.
I learned how to use the pin tool on After Effects, like the puppet pin tool, from watching you animate that Shaq's one you did. That was like the most hilarious stream I've ever seen in my life. I was literally laughing my ass off down here watching that.
The first one I did too. I think
it was so good. Who was that for?
Oh, that was for nobody. That the emote was from True Vanguard.
True Vanguard, yeah.
Yeah. And I kind of just put it together because Jack was in chat, and Jack he's a master at After Effects. He's been giving me like some tutelage too. So
yeah, that was like, so good.
You should like do this, and then we started slapping sounds with the top of it. That was exploration time.
Yes,
like I was done my work for the day. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try some stuff out in After Effects, and that leads another path.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you hit on a good point. The Udemy courses. I'm doing some for like Python and programming. Those things, man, I feel like a lot of people don't know about them. And you can always get them cheap. Like, don't get it twisted. You can log in there. It's like $150. I swear, you log out, log back in. That thing's going to be like $20, $10.
Yep.
There's a lot of really good resources on there.
Twitch is a huge resource.
Yeah, Twitch. Yep. I've watched a couple of J's. Hey, this is how I'm going to design your emotes. And literally, I've got a notepad document somewhere on my computer that walks through like the buttons he would click on and stuff just so I could try it later.
I like doing that kind of stuff though. Like when I'm streaming, people ask me, questions on Photoshop or what I'm doing, or like, how do you do this? How do you do that? That it's fun to me. I do the same thing. There's streams where I will literally spend an entire stream I'll just basically make a Twitter banner for somebody and I'll show my process for how I make it. I've been asked before on a podcast where they asked like, well, why aren't you guarding what you're doing? Because, you are running a business and you're trying to, I'm like, I'm not about all that. I don't care if somebody learns what I do. There's enough work to go around for all of us, so I don't really care.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Well, the important thing is that people can find out. They can either find out from you, and maybe they'll find like, oh man, I can do that myself, and they might say, I don't think I do it that well yet. They still might hire you. Regardless of of them if you showing them what to do. Like I give out all the information of everything I do every single time, all the resources, all the things I've learned, and that it would be the equivalent of taking people to class or college. Not everyone's going to pass the course.
Yeah, sure.
Everybody that graduates from that course to become a doctor. It's not how it works. Like people that are dedicated to learning, no matter you give them the information or not, they're going to find out what it is.
I also think it's funny too that within our community though too, it's like if you look at designers, you look at emote artists, there's so many of us. But the funny thing is, like none of us are in a competition with each other. In fact, we actually put ourselves up I mean, I saw a tweet from you earlier where you said, you know, well, I'm busy, but here's like 5 other artists, and I do the same thing. You know, you put JoJo's name out there, you put other people's names out there that we're all part of the same community, and we don't care. I do the same thing. If somebody asks, you know, and I say, well, if you don't like my style, maybe you want to check out Rotting Jackal, or you want to check out Khan, or you want to check out, you know, any of these other guys. And you know, like I said, and we all take resource from each other. I go to Rotting Jackal stream, I watch your stream, I go to, you know, like Days Designs, I watch his streams. You know, I watch all these guys' streams just to see what they're doing. And I mean, everyone's doing such cool things, and we can all learn from each other.
Like a lot of the stuff I learned from mascot design Days, and I did a course from Days, a mascot design course. And it was just $50, and probably paid for itself over 100 times easily. And whenever people say, "Oh, how'd you learn how to do mascots?" I give him Days' link for his course.
Yep.
I'm like, "Oh, you don't like no? I mean, I learned from somebody else, and he was way better." Or I learned from Vortec.
Yep, Vortec. I was gonna say Vortec. I've watched his streams too.
Yeah, and I'm like, "Oh, you know, I'm like, you know, a few months up, but you can find Vortec." These people all like are, you know, dedicated to a specific style of content that they can, you know, for content creators. What I'm doing is I'm taking everything I can and placing it all together to be a one-stop shop. Because doing one thing, like making just emotes, I could keep doing that and just make that one thing, but creatively that could be stunting.
Yeah.
So why not like take the emote and then, you know, learn how to manipulate it, and, you know, or take, you know, I've seen like stuff that Twas did for other streams where the intro screens where, you know, it's moving around, you Anubis and Get Wrecked Labs, they do those fun things in cinema for you. I'm like, I want to learn how to do that stuff next. So that's my next my next mountain to climb. Like there's always something new and like always something more like interesting to learn. But I always refer people to those people, even though I'm working on the exact, not the exact same thing, but on those same like types of ideas and formats.
And I always tell people too the same thing. It always helps to like do work for yourself. Like, you know, like I notice like if I watch your stream, you know, you have a lot of animations on your overlay. So I'm assuming that's just from playing with After Effects. And you do stuff for yourself first, and you start learning, you know, how some of that stuff works, and then you can take that out and go somewhere else with it. I do the same thing. Like my overlay or my starting soon screen, it's like I do stuff for myself first and get comfortable with it that way, and then I can start advertising out, you know, for other people.
Unfortunately, a lot of stuff on my stream was rushed. I think I did a lot of stuff in a day. I feel kind of bad. I need to, like, I keep looking at the stuff like I need to go back and read this. But people kept asking me, "Can you show me your design work with your motion design?" I'm like, none of it's really up on a website or anything. So
let's make it on an overlay or a starting scene screen.
That was the immediate next thing. Like, oh, I got 4 hours. Let's make this happen.
So just kind of touching on, you know, the overlay note, how important do you think that overlay is to somebody who's starting to stream?
Not important.
To something minor. I don't need it.
That's minor. Oh.
It's just advertising for yourself. That's usually when you're first starting out, put it so you have a place to put like your Twitter link or your website or whatever, you know.
Yeah. I mean, I might get roasted for saying this, you know, because I work with content creators. The graphics are a bridge to your content. Yep. Your content is a dead end, and no one wants. You're not interacting with. You're not providing, you know, entertainment. Then a $5,000 rebrand isn't going to make anybody watch you.
Right. Well, it's funny because normally when people first come to us with graphics, I don't know if this goes with you, but I know for me, they immediately they want emotes because they want to get subs. They go for an overlay because they want their screen to look nice, and they think that's what's going to be the most catching thing. And I agree wholeheartedly with what you said about how it's only a part of your content. I mean, your content's what's going to carry you. The rest of it's just there. It's just subsidiary to that. But I always see that, like, I always joke and I say, like, when I go to somebody's stream, or, you know, somebody that wants to work with me, and I go to their stream and all they see is a donation panel. That's all they have. Yep. They don't have any about me. They don't have anything else about themselves. They don't have anything else that they're offering. They just have a donation panel, and that's all they want. You know, well, I'm like, well, I think you're kind of in this for the wrong reason. You know,
Yeah.
and I'm the same way. People come to me all the time. They're like, "Well, I want emotes." Okay, well, I don't do emotes. I can send you to Khan. Maybe he can do them for you. But I know the reason you're doing that is just because you want subscriptions right away. You want subscribers right away. You know, you don't let it grow organically the way.
Or some people have subs already and they haven't.
This is true too. I've seen that happen too.
Yeah, I've got like 10 subs. I just need some emotes now.
Yeah, I gotta give these people something.
Gotta give them something. I gotta feed these pigeons.
Yeah, this is true.
All right, so taking the gaming stuff, the design stuff, I think we're probably good on. Would you guys agree?
Mm-hmm.
Moving to some gaming stuff. We said we weren't going to drown them in design stuff. So,
yeah,
when did you start playing games, and on what system?
Oh,
okay. Now I don't know. I don't know how old Khan is.
I've got an idea now. I've got you beat. I've got an idea.
Yeah, it was. I mean, the dedicated system that I owned was an NES. You know, and when it came out, I probably played like Atari before that. Not probably. I did play Atari before.
All right, so you're around my age. I'm gonna be 40 this year. Next month, I'm gonna be 40. So
37 in October.
I'm October too,
Yeah.
man.
So NES, you know, Duck Hunt, Mario Brothers, Legend of Zelda.
Duck
Like
Hunt.
the
I
first
would
person
love
that
to
came
see
out.
a new Duck Hunt come out.
Did you cheat? Did you put the gun up to the screen and just shoot right on the screen, or did you?
Oh
Actually
no,
play
but my
it?
mom did.
That's a mom thing to do.
It is.
You know what the TV was? A 13.5-inch TV.
Yeah,
One of the big ones, right?
Yeah,
big
big boy. You know what I had in front of it? You know what they used to make back in the day? It's gonna be funny, a lot of kids. They used to make magnification screens
Mm-hmm.
in
Oh,
front of your
yeah.
TV. So it was like a giant magnifying glass you would sit in front of your TV to make the TV look bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I had.
I remember we had the TV that had the big wood frame around it. Like it was just a big piece of furniture with a screen in the middle of it.
Oh yeah, I mean, they made those for a long time.
And you always had another TV sitting on top of it.
What was
I mean,
your favorite
eventually-
game growing up?
Favorite? Ooh. You
We'll
know,
go
what,
pre this
probably-
generation, not PS4, not Xbox One. What would you say if you could one game? What would it be?
One I probably sunk the most time into. I'm gonna say that my online addiction, like online RPG addiction, it was probably on Dreamcast on dial-up.
Ooh.
A game called Fantasy Star Online.
Yes.
Oh man. Now
So,
we're going back.
And they're
That's
bringing
the
that
game
back,
that
right?
kept me up like late at night. Yeah, it's coming out this.
Yeah.
That kept me up and late to school because I'd be on dial-up because you can't. It's only one line until.
Yeah.
So I'd be playing that until 4 a.m. with 17 years old, 16, 17. It was just all right, 7 a.m. You just get up and roll. You roll with it because you
Yeah.
get 3 hours and still.
You'd be fine in an hour. No big deal.
Oh, you get home, you watch Pokemon, you pass up for 6 hours. 9 o'clock, you play some more Fantasy Star Online. It's a vicious cycle.
Are you going to
Some
try
of
the new
those
one when it comes out?
Oh, definitely, as much as I can.
Mm-hmm.
There may be. I'm trying to pad my schedule. Actually, play some games when.
I can't take any emote orders after December. We're
already past December. We are into January's work order list right now. January, February.
There you go.
And one day restaurants will be back open again.
How many cups of coffee do you drink in a day? I always wondered this.
Between 3 and 6.
3 and 6.
Decaf?
What?
Yeah, I know. Decaf doesn't exist. Just making sure. It's a fake word.
It's a fake word.
No such thing. Is that different language? Is that like Spanish?
Yeah, it's Mandarin.
Yeah.
Mandarin?
No, he speaks Mandarin.
It's one of the words he hasn't learned yet. Don't worry about it.
There you go. He just called you a name.
Yeah, well, I could whip out some of my Indonesian that I haven't used in a long time.
Oh man, I used to study Indonesian martial arts.
Yeah, Indo's sweet. I like Indo.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful culture.
Great night fighting.
They do. Sweet movies, too. They have some good movies. So we've got that one. Now, what would be your favorite with this generation?
Destiny. I mean,
okay, figured that.
No, I mean that was an easy one. I mean, no other game has sucked me in. It actually made me. I didn't get as my first playing since like 2004. was going down to Guardian Con 2 years ago. So
where we saw each other for a good 10 minutes.
good 10 minutes.
It's the best 10 minutes ever.
Passing ships in the night. Yeah.
Passing ships, yeah.
Destiny feels like different from other games with the community.
Yeah.
It really does. And I mean, we've had games kind of come and go over the years, but there's something about Destiny that just seems, man, its community is strong.
And despite all the things that have happened,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
and all the ups and downs, I don't know. It's a true anomaly. But for me, it has all the things I love about sci-fi. Like it has a bit of Star Wars.
Mhm.
It has a bit of Dune. It has what do you call it? It has a bit of the
Had a little bit of Peter Dinklage in it for a while.
Little Peter Dinklage has a little bit of Joseph Campbell's like it's a really popular book. It's a philosophy book based on the origin of myth. A lot of the starting points for the story correspond with traditional myth and storytelling. So that's the way a lot of the hero's journey is. Luke he's a farm boy, and he becomes a great knight. That's one way to put it. In Destiny, you've passed away. You come back to this strange new journey with a guide. The guide is your ghost, or the guide is a speaker, where Yoda is your guide, and Obi-Wan's your guide in Star Wars. So it follows that exact track of great storytelling, even though the story isn't really told well.
Yeah, that's been fixed a little bit.
They fixed a little bit. They've had some flips and some flops, but just the mythology of the game is just
I'd agree. I don't think a game has sucked me in like Destiny has. That's for dang sure. And then as far as like the people I've met along the way, and now the whole art scene, and is so big. The Destiny art scene is enormous. It's got just, I mean, it's really funny because I don't ever even think about looking outside to see if there's other games that have communities like this. I know they're out there. I know like Overwatch has a big community, or Warframe has a big community and stuff like that. But I don't know. Destiny's is pretty damn big.
I mean, Division had a possibility to be like that. I mean, they all have like their possibility to be like communities like that, but none of them really tie together the PvE PvP aspect, or the rating aspect, or the strike aspect as well as Destiny does. Like Anthem, I didn't get to play Anthem. I've only heard people talk about it.
You didn't miss
Like,
anything.
Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah, but it had that potential.
It did. And it was a real missed opportunity, I think, because that game is like Destiny. When people ask me about it, I say it's like Destiny 0.5, or like a beta version of Destiny. It was really on the up and up. It's coming around. Ever since they introduced like the cataclysms, it's come around, but it's just not there.
There's those like community things to chase.
Yeah. Like
being the world's first team to beat the raid, and have people watch that. Like thousands of people watch that. They really happen. That's not. I don't know the impetus. I don't know. I can't think of the right word. Like the drive is based on achievement, but it's also based on helping. So
yeah,
that's the weird thing about the game. It's like I don't know. I'm still even in the tower. People are like, I just need help to just run and just do a little comp. You want to jump in? I'm like, sure, why not? We'll play some comp. 3, 4, 5 matches later. Oh, yeah, you stay in Youngstown, a couple of cities over, because it's very local the way you're in the tower.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm up in Cleveland. You start talking about places and stuff like that, and next thing you know, your friends list together. So, I can't think of another game that does that well. That does it well. I mean, other games do it, but I'm pretty sure you can do that in WoW. But I'm not sure how local it is.
I proved that point. Was that yesterday? I posted on Twitter about how I said I wanted comp help because I was doing really bad, and I probably got 100 messages from people. They're like, "Oh, I'll take you through comp. I'll play comp with you." Actually, somebody that you recently did work for. What's her name? It's her logo is like 3 hearts stacked on top of each other that are shaped like L's.
Oh yeah, Last Lady Legend.
Yes,
Yes.
she messaged me and she's like, what are you doing Thursday night? I'll take you through comp. We'll get you through most of it or whatever. And I was just like, all right, cool.
Yeah, that was a fun one to work on.
Wasn't that her stuff looked really nice? I like it a lot.
That seems to be something Bungie kind of they're associated with because their games are centered around that community. You look at Halo, you had that. There's a diehard Halo community, you know, and that
They're
thing
not
kind of
going anywhere. They're not going anywhere.
They're
That
not.
game's what, in the 10 year, is it 10 years old now? 10, 12 years?
Yep. And you got the new one on the horizon that's coming out
Yeah.
soon. And it just seems like I think they really know how to mold a community or at least be involved enough to where that community kind of blossoms.
Gears of War has a community, a really strong community, and I'm not sure how like it's held together so tightly because it's not many. It's PvP mainly, and the story mode is always the same.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I think mostly it's where it's co-op. Like that's the one community that's like it's baffling to me. Like it's so strong. People love that game, even though you can only play PvP together.
Yeah.
Or you can replay the story, but you don't really get any accolades for it.
Mm-hmm.
There's no new gear in the story.
Right.
I'm told.
So why haven't you ever considered getting into the battle royale thing? Appeal to you at all, or
no? I just don't like games that short.
True?
I like to
You like some sustenance in your gaming.
I like to get something back when I play. Like I don't like skins and gun skins. Like that's why I've never really played Halo. I'm not Halo, but I've never really played Call of Duty, Battlefield.
Mm-hmm.
Like those games never really connected with them.
So I'm just the opposite. I like being able to just if I want to just kill 15, 20 minutes, I'll jump into a battle royale game, play a game or two. Like I said, Dan and I, we've been playing a lot of Apex Legends lately. It's actually been kind of neat too because I've been able to include my son in it. He plays with us at the third a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Is he really good?
He's better than
hold
you.
his
I'm
own.
gonna say it.
Not yet.
He's way better than me. He's way better than me. But you know what though? Your kid is always supposed to be better.
That's right. That's how you know you're successful.
Yep. Well, he's better than I am. But like I said, if I want to just kill, because I find that if I play Destiny, I get into that rabbit hole where I'll start one thing and I'll be like, okay, I'm just gonna play a little bit of PvP. Like, oh wait, no, I want to go run a Nightfall, and then oh wait, no, I want to go and do this, and I got to do this challenge, and then next thing I know, it's
7 hours later, you're in a raid.
Yeah.
yeah. That's kind of what I play it.
See, so we're opposites on that spectrum. I like just in and out, just play for an hour, play a couple rounds of Apex Legends or whatever. Let Dan get a monster clutch game like we did.
That was amazing. I still can't believe it. I'm still high on that one.
I think it's just the I think when Fortnite came out, I was just burnt out on doing Fortnite emotes.
I can imagine the Fortnite emotes.
That might have killed my enthusiasm.
You know what kills you more than the Fortnite emotes? Players that want the emotes. Those are the ones that I get constantly, and I'm just like, oh Lord, I can't with you people.
You know what? After I've done so many of them, a lot of people that want to get them done are usually bigger content creators because they seem to, and because I had to up the pricing on them.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, they can't afford it for one because they want to get them for a really cheap price, but they want high quality work, and I tell them how much it's going to be, plus the time it's going to take, and they're like, "Oh, well,
I only have $10 and I want them done tomorrow."
Well, I can't help you.
No, I can't help you.
Do you have a coupon code? Is that on Retail Me Not or something? There's got to be a save 50% off cons emotes.
That's the entire reason I made a Patreon. Because I can't afford buying a lot of emotes. The entire everything I do is kind of based around helping people the best I can. Your time is precious, but I want people to have an option that want to get some high quality work, but can't afford getting 3 emotes at a time. But you get $10, you can get 10, 15 emotes a month. I'm like, that's a good balance for people but other people might have this emote, but you have something for your subscribers to use.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the way I justify it. You can get away with $10 and still have some high quality. So,
Yeah.
I mean, when you want Fortnite emotes, I can whip up 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 Fortnite emotes.
Yeah, I mean, all you need is a plywood picture, right?
Yep.
Picture of
Yeah.
plywood and maybe a hammer, and you're good to go.
But see, after a while, it becomes though, and you know this too, and I'm sure this thing. The thing is, after a while, people will seek you out, and they'll be like, they're proud of the fact that they were able to get work from you, or from from a specific artist. There's people that go to Twaz because they want to say that they got their artwork done by Twaz. There's people that go to Anubis because they want to say that they got their art done by him. People, once their names get out, people like actually really like, they're satisfied with the fact that they were able to save up and go through you.
Yeah, that's still it's still mind-boggling to have people be so proud of the work I produce for them.
Mm-hmm.
And then people like in that community reach out after. As we came by, I checked the emotes on such stream, and they are amazing. Thank you so much. And they start spamming the emotes in my chat, and like, I'm just doing my job here the best I can.
What do you have? Does anybody get a tattoo of your work yet? I think somebody did, didn't they?
Yeah,
I was gonna say, I remember somebody did. That's how you know you made it.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
it was
a gift. It was a gifted emote too. Like, what if
a Freemo Friday emote?
Oh no, somebody like purchased the emote for somebody else as a gift. And when they saw it, they were like, "Oh!" They, a month or two later, they had a tattoo.
It's like, dude, you got somebody else's emote on your bicep.
That's so cool.
Actually, I did a really big design for Rexzilla, like a T-shirt design that somebody took the design and got it tattooed on their leg.
So that's going to be your next stream of funding is tattoo designs. That's an easy one to branch into.
Oh, I design anything.
Yeah.
Do you do tattoo? Do you do X design? Yes.
Yeah, of course I do.
I never say no.
Yeah.
Unless I cannot physically, make it happen because I don't have the program, I don't have the knowledge of him. Until then, I'm always working on getting that thing done. Like people have asked me for months, do you make alerts? No, I don't. But you can check out such and such. Do you make alerts? Yes, I do. I do make alerts. What don't you do? I don't know. Sleep.
Yeah. Fly a rocket ship.
Run out of coffee.
Run out of coffee.
Never happening.
Try not to fail. That's what I don't.
So just backing up to the Destiny note for a minute, because we'll hit a couple things before we call it a night. The season pass, and you kind of alluded to it with the Apex and the Battle Royales. You want to be kind of maybe not necessarily chasing something, you want to be invested. How do you feel about the move to a season pass, which is essentially a battle pass, just renamed?
If it's working other arenas and people are complaining about not being able to have access to the content, why not? I mean, it's more or less you're just putting more time into to get the same rewards, and I do not have time like other people do to invest in the game. So why would I invest in the battle pass?
Yeah, there you go. I agree. I think the pricing is pretty good too. I mean, it's pretty much $10 is become the standard between 10 and 20 for these season passes, and Bungie's saying, hey, we're going to charge you $10. And the biggest thing about it that I like is that it's cross-platform. So you buy it on your main platform, you can still use it on your PC and your PlayStation, your Xbox, no matter how many accounts you got. I think it was a good move by them.
Yeah, I mean, I can't think of a game where I've invested this much money, and I've definitely got my money's worth every single.
Oh, absolutely.
And I can barely play that much time. Yeah.
Are you playing on PC now, Kyle?
I can't. I can play on the Mac now, but I haven't transferred. I think I've transferred it, but I don't know how it works exactly. I got Steam set up on here. I kind of do the new thing, but I haven't I've lit it up once and played PvP with Struggle Bus and a few guys. Just jumped in with my level 2 Warlock and I came out second place, second or third place.
There you go.
5 games I guess I just feel why is it so easy to play on PC? I'm not playing with my. I got my Xbox Elite controller hooked up.
Oh, there's another one.
I'm not even playing with my
I'm
keyboard.
absolutely the same way. I play with an
People
Xbox.
are putting viruses in your computers, hooking up a controller to it.
I don't have time to learn how to do mouse and keyboard.
I hear excuses. I hear excuses, Con.
Oh, that's a good point.
That's true.
There's excuses.
That's an excuse. I don't have a necessity to do that.
Yeah,
that's true.
I don't have the impetus nor the desire to learn because I don't have to. Because God made controllers.
That's right. They made adaptable controllers for.
They made adaptable.
That's why they made Zim. You can use it with Xbox.
Like the last time I played like a shooter with a mouse and a keyboard was Doom 2. That's a long time. You know what? It was just keyboard too. I didn't have a mouse.
Yep, just arrows.
Just arrows, yeah.
Yeah. Now it's all complicated. You've got like 27 mouse buttons on your mouse. Yeah. It's absolutely ridiculous.
I got a Mac, so it's one click. It's not wired. I'm just hooking my controller up.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be pro level.
You're trying to go flawless or anything?
No, not on PC. I'll go flawless on on my my Xbox.
Now let me ask you: within the near future, are there any games that are to Borderlands and stuff like that?
Borderlands 3. I'm gonna buy it and probably not play because I don't have time.
As it goes with a lot of these games, I have a huge.
Looks so good on your shelf, though, don't it?
It will. Fantasy Star Online. I'm looking forward to that one. Cyberpunk 2077.
Yes. Did you see the new release video for that one?
Not yet.
No. You got to check it out.
Talk about it.
You got to check it out. That's gonna be interesting.
I think that's it for now. Is it Tokyo? It's like Tokyo Ghost or something like that. I can't remember. I saw a trailer for it and it looked amazing.
I think that's the one they were talking about being one of the new gen launch titles too, right?
Maybe. I saw the trailer for it. I'm like, this has all the art aesthetics that look. It looks like a blend of like Guillermo del Toro, Kojima, like smashed into another like a Japanese. What is this amalgamation? I've got to see how this plays out.
Do you find yourself paying attention a lot more to the art as you've gotten more and more involved into it that games have?
All the time. Like that's where a lot of my inspiration comes from. It's everything I consume. So that's why I look at like all the designs in Destiny, all the designs in Borderlands. The choice of colors, the pattern, the way they put together their banner design, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Like I look at the art books, like it's so simple, but it's so classy and beautiful.
Mm-hmm. That's the craziest thing is when you look at some art, you just like look at design work, and you're just like, wow, is that just so simple? Why do I sit here and bust my brain trying to think of this complex design when it's just literally that?
I've just come down off of it. I just started stripping things away.
Mm-hmm.
It's like 1 layer, 2 layer. I'm like, what is that? I'm like, this is your new thing. I don't know. It's we like start to touch things and have it like the curves like hit the right places, and you see the spirals. They come to form together this 3D image in your head, but it's 2D, and it has motion to it, and it clicks, and you know when it clicks because you like. Stop clicking. Just stop moving your hands.
Don't move.
This is it.
Yep, that's it.
This is it.
Mm-hmm.
You're just yelling at your screen. Your lady's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "I've figured it out. This is I've figured out the Drake equation. I know where I'm at now. The universe has stopped right here. This is it."
It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. Yeah. I feel it, man. Yeah, that was like legitimately the fastest.
Has it been an hour?
Yeah, did we come damn near?
Oh wow! Did we lose Jay? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, for a second you were frozen on my screen. Okay.
Yeah, you were the same on me. Cat videos.
But see, again. But and of course I said that we're going to talk about gaming, and we literally like 75% of this was talking about design, because you're the design guru. Like I said, even I come to you for answers when it comes to this.
It feels so weird.
We don't do it as much as we used to. Back in the day, we used to throw designs at each other all the time. Like, what do you think? And whatever. But now we've grown apart, Khan. We got to get back into this again. But then again, I'm not going to bother you at 5 a.m. Like
I'll be around.
Probably because you never freaking sleep.
Before we go, I will close it off though with an interesting article that I found, because we gotta have some games. We gotta have a little bit more in here. Goldeneye 007. Who played it?
I did.
All right, so this is perfect for this one. There was an article that came out by Uproxx recently that were 12 killer facts about the N64 classic GoldenEye 007 that you didn't know. And didn't know legit like 11 of these. So here we go. GoldenEye 007 was developed by only 9 people, 8 of which had never worked on a game before.
Oh, wow.
Fair.
Interesting.
They should do that more often.
Yeah.
True.
That game was awesome. I had hours upon hours. I remember coming home from school, going to a friend's house because I had an N64 at the time, and just spending insane amount of time playing.
Did you ever try playing that shit nowadays though with that N64 controller? You can't.
No, that thing's like a UFO in your hand.
It's physically impossible to move like that when you're so used to playing games like Destiny and playing games like Apex where the movement's so fluid and stuff like that.
It is. And the way it's pretty bad looking. That thing does not age well.
No.
They redid the game. I think somebody got
it. They did it with Daniel. They did it with Daniel Craig. It was called 007 Reloaded.
Yeah, somebody like recently in the past couple of years like did a PC version. It was like a port. It's not. I don't think it's official at all.
Yeah. It's like one of those.
But
mods.
it's all the maps. But it's like it's high def.
Yep. All right. GoldenEye was originally envisioned as both an SNES platformer and an on-rail shooter. Kind of like Virtual Cop. Didn't see that one.
Virtual Cop, oh man.
You remember that one? That is, I played that one.
I played House of the Dead recently with the lady.
I was gonna say when you said Dreamcast before, playing House of the Dead on Dreamcast.
Yep, that one was fun. That is like it's Duck Hunt, but it's not.
This is Zombie Hunt.
Dude, you want me on? I want to play Duck Hunt again. All right, the game was going to feature beautifully rendered gore, but it was a Nintendo title. So
no, there was no gore in it whatsoever.
That wasn't gonna happen. It was not even close.
I mean, nowadays you can make it happen.
Yeah.
Souls on it.
Yeah. All right, let's move up to this one. The game's legendary multiplayer mode was thrown together in a month.
That was the 4-screen one, right? The
Yep.
4-screen like local where you have 4 people all playing in the same room. Yeah.
The thing was awesome, which kind of lends itself to, do you ever miss just having 4 people over at your house or 3 other people at your house playing that game versus doing it alone at home with people on the internet? Which would you rather?
I think it depends on what age you are. No, I don't like people in my house really.
Yeah, you're not down for the Netflix and chill stuff?
No. I value my space a lot. Like I don't mind going to an arcade and doing like 6 hours. I don't know.
But not Chuck E. Cheese. It's got to be Dave & Buster's.
Dave & Buster's, yeah.
I like Dave & Buster's.
That's probably just me just reaching over towards the being 40. I'm just like 32. I was like, man.
We do have, I don't know about where you're at, Con, but like down here we have like barcades here and stuff like that. So I still go throw down Mortal Kombat or Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles at a barcade.
Yeah.
So it's fun. See, I got a little gray hair in my beard and some kid.
I ran out of my just for a minute.
You sure you want some of this? I don't.
You don't know.
All right.
We're old men.
All
there
right.
you go. I'm still waiting for that esports league for the over 30s. I feel like that should be its own division.
I'm pretty sure it'll be like a senior division.
Yeah, for sure. This is my favorite one. Rare wanted players to pull out and reinsert the Rumble Pack to reload their guns.
That would have been dope. I forgot about that.
Do you know how many Rumble Packs you would break in the while just doing that to your controller? Because we get so into.
Yeah. Remember it had the trigger underneath it too and everything. That really.
You know how many triggers people have broken playing like shooters just in general?
Oh yeah.
Before the tension test came in, where you actually had to do it, they had to test it for 100,000 times.
Yeah.
Like those early trigger controllers, like the Duck Hunt Zapper, those things broke.
Yeah, they were good for like 200 shots, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, depending on how itchy your finger was.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been a horrible idea. I mean, it would have been a great idea for them because it was so smooth.
You say that now until you're doing like a tactical reload after shooting 3 guns. You just want to be ready for the next one. Ultimately, Nintendo said no, the Rumble Packs weren't made for that. That's why we didn't get that. As artists, I'm sure you'll appreciate this. Many of the game's textures are based on photographs from the actual film set.
They are because they're like totally
Yeah.
like everything. Yeah, the
They're
backgrounds
flat.
I remember were
Yeah.
actual flat.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Sean Connery, Roger Moore, and Timothy Dalton are hidden in the game's code.
Oh, I doubt that.
What? Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
they're in there. Cheat codes for it. You got to put it, kind of do some stuff. You can get it out of there. It's still in there. It's the cool part.
Fair.
Game Shark. Remember those?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. No. I got killed in PSO from. Someone killed me and took all my gold.
It's been known to happen. But yeah, that's how you access those guys. Game Shark. It was like a $40, $50 attachment, right?
Yeah, it was the cost of the game. It
Yeah, that thing was ridiculous.
$59.99. Before that was the Game Genie.
Yep.
That was the Game Genie.
All right. Next one. The watch Bond wears actually tells time.
That I remember.
Do you? I never noticed that.
I remember that it wasn't like your actual time, like
Yeah.
it would actually keep time in the game. Yeah.
Yeah, it would.
That I remember.
Now, this one's funny because we've talked about the Virtual Boy a couple of times, but there was actually a version of Goldeneye they were working on for the Virtual Boy.
Oh,
That thing needed to.
redness.
I was going to say that thing needed to
Just
die
all
before it even.
red blocks.
Oof.
Nah, wouldn't have played that one. I didn't make it past the tank game for that thing.
No, Mario Tennis.
Yep.
I'm still blind.
Nintendo almost canceled Goldeneye mid-development and thought the game would be a flop. I'm not totally surprised by that fact.
No, easily. Like anytime a game is attached to
True.
Yeah,
no matter
it
how
very
good the
rarely
game may
works.
be. Yeah. That's an easy one. I can see that one.
Yep. And last one we'll bother with is that Rare turned down the opportunity to make another James Bond game. We could have had a sequel. Rare said, no, we want to do something with pirates and your friends on an ocean and call it Sea of Thieves. But they don't want to do it again.
If they dude, can you imagine if they Goldeneye now? I mean,
I would buy it in a heartbeat.
I think that they're just waiting and they're just going to these days because I mean, they almost have to.
I think that property was like in not development, but like it's like the copyright for the game.
Yeah, the intellectual property rights.
And the IP was like just wrecked to do another game. I think after.
I would love
what I heard
to have another one of those. I think that'd be like the key to getting the Switch back. I like the Switch.
Like a Quantum of Solace, and it was of the same developer. Yeah,
True.
Maybe not. No, because no one knows what GoldenEye is. Kids weren't even born when that movie came out. Now,
and I'm okay with that.
They're playing
like
games.
You should have to be 30 years old or older to purchase this game. If you're not, ask your parents to come in. We'll sell it to them. But we're not selling it to you. New ratings.
Can you imagine though? Can you imagine like GoldenEye PvP nowadays? Oof.
Yeah, all I envision is people telling me how bad my mom is, and my brother did this, that, or the other. This is absolutely insane because people weren't toxic back then when we played GoldenEye because they were right next to you, and you could punch them in the face if they said anything to you.
I think Khan had a dog problem.
It happens. That's what happens when you have dogs.
This is true. Hopefully everything's okay with Mr. Khan, but probably going to end the show pretty quick anyway.
Yeah, it's about that time. But I definitely think that was man, I love GoldenEye. That was a fun game.
Yeah, I would love to play GoldenEye again. Oof, I would love it.
I
would go like I wouldn't imagine how much an N64 with GoldenEye, how much that would do.
I would play it on the N64 too. If somebody said, "Hey, look, I want to give this to you because X, Y, and Z," I would totally take an N64 to GoldenEye. Only with GoldenEye, not with Mario, because I hated controlling Mario on that stupid controller.
True.
But
oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, I remember seeing that on stream. That his dogs they like to fight.
They do. I remember one time I was watching it like a week.
I thought it was
because his dog wouldn't leave his lap.
I thought it was in my head. I thought it was like one of my dogs upstairs because that's why I was like looked upstairs right. I was like, what the hell?
I'm gonna start barking at you our next podcast episode. Now just because I know that.
Better.
I said wait for a second. Sorry.
Yeah, all right.
No worries. We were just talking about how much we would probably pay for an N64 with GoldenEye.
I do got stuff going on upstairs. I don't know what the hell that is.
You do. Somebody waiting to play GoldenEye with you, Jay.
I hope so.
Say I broke into your house to play Goldeneye.
That's fine. I'll just grab a controller. Let's do this.
Thanks for joining us once again tonight.
Yeah, man. Thanks for taking the time out and coming to hang, talking some bullshit with us. It was fun.
Oh, my pleasure. When Jay was like, "You want to jump on?" I was like, "Oh yeah."
Dude, anytime you want to come on, hang out with us. Anytime. What?
You
Sure.
know I'll be around.
I know you'll be around. We got to do some gaming one of these days too. I got to get you in on one of these. When we did the all artist PvP, the Iron Banner.
That was on
me.
PS4, right?
Yeah.
I
It was
gotta,
like me and
fire
Cobb
up.
and Marcus and everybody all played, and we played some Iron Banner. Dude, we had a blast. We got to get you in on that.
Yeah, I gotta fire it up and do the thing where it updates for 4 hours or 6 hours or 8 days. I don't know how much long it takes. Maybe.
Well, you come. I got a warm spot for you. Just
There you go.
I got a warm spot for you too.
I know you do.
All right. We'll have this episode up in the next couple days. Find it all your podcast providers. Khan, thanks again for joining us. We'll have all your contact info in the show notes. If you're looking for art, you're out till February.
No,
January, February.
let him promote himself, man. Jeez, what are you doing?
I was trying to take some stress off him. He's focused right now.
Focus.
Stress.
Playing with rubber, man.
I don't get stressed.
No, you're like the chill, like legitimate dude. I've come into your and I can people start talking shit, and I'm just like, you're just so chill. You're just like, whatever, man. This is what it. I'm like, man. I wish I could be that calm.
I did watch you do art with, I think it was a week or two ago. You had a dog in your lap pretty much the entire time or on one of your arms.
Lucy?
Yep. And you're like, yeah, this happens a lot. I just saw you just one-handed.
Don't
Lucy.
sweat the small stuff, and it's all small stuff.
That's right.
This is true.
You just gotta remember that. That's all. Once you forget it, and everything's big again. But you keep it up in front of your mind. It's all small stuff.
Tyler, that's your podcast that you do the 60-second challenge. I still have to give the dog that I drew for your 60-second challenge on your show. Bad times. So no, tell the world where they can find you in case they don't know. Everyone knows where they can find you.
Ooh, you can find me on Twitch 7 nights a week, basically. Twitch.tv/YungKhan. You can find me on khanartist.org. Patreon, YungKhan. Instagram, YungKhan. Twitter, not so much the same thing. You can find me at young__ because I don't know. I can't find a name. It's just like it's banned. I'm not sure the last person who had the moniker did, but it's no longer in use. It cannot be used.
Jack's like, no, son, that's blacklisted.
No, you're blacklisted.
Interesting. But yeah, I'm pretty social. I mean, this is all, fair. I'm pretty social. If you have if any designers out there ever have any questions, anything, if I can answer the question, I will definitely point you in the right
bypass me right away and just go right, man. This is who I learned this is where I learned.
I got more free time than Jay, so you can definitely hit me.
This is true. This is true. But we really do appreciate it, man. I know you're really busy. I know you were sick. You were sick last week, and we appreciate you coming on. We'll have you on again.
Couldn't pass it up.
I appreciate that. Long time coming. Like I said, me and you haven't sat and bullshitted for. It's been a real long time.
Months. Even at GC, it was still months.
we're so busy. Like whenever we actually get to the time to hang out, we're always so busy that we actually can't go and hang out anymore. But this next year, I'm coming. Like my wife is staying home. I'm coming down by myself this next year, so I'll be at all the parties and hanging out with all the people.
Well, luckily, somebody in chat's going to help me out. So she'll be able to give me some relief.
There you go.
For 5 minutes.
There you go. He needs a mod for his table. I'm not doing it. I'll watch your table, Con. Don't worry.
All right.
T-shirts too.
Guess we'll close that out on that note. As always, 1moregamepodcast.com. Thank you, everybody in chat, for joining us. Con, thank you once again.
It's true. Everybody have a good night. See you again next week or 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Con
The
says
hurricane
bye.
to blow everything away. Hopefully it doesn't. I want to be here.
No hurricanes.
No hurricanes. Peace.